Thank you guys for being here. I know this is a weird year. This is a weird thing. It's been a hard year for a lot of people. Do you guys ever think that maybe it wouldn't have been so bad this year if we had all just forwarded those emails to our 10 friends? Like we were supposed to. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're hot and young, in the late 90s, early aughts, we got the internet and we didn't know what to do with it because we couldn't send porn yet. So what we did was we sent a bunch of chain emails, right? And every chain email would have a fun fact, started very light, and then at the bottom got super dark and very threatening. The bottom would always say, forward this to 10 friends, or you'll have 7 years of bad luck. And then they didn't say which 7. We assumed it was going to be chronological, right? We thought it was going to go in order. So it was 1999 when we sent that. We got to 2008. We were like, I think we're good. And I'm not saying causation or correlation because I don't know what those words mean. I'm just saying it explains why the baby boomers are fine. Because they forwarded that shit to everybody. It's a weird year. I had to reprioritize a lot of things. I think if you didn't do that this year, you missed out. One of the questions I had to ask myself this year was, do I want to have a baby? Because I'm in my 30s now, which is crazy. My skin looks amazing. But I have to decide soon. And what I realized was I do. I really do want to have a baby one day. I just don't want to have a boy. And I know you're not supposed to say that, right? You're supposed to say, as long as they're healthy. But I would rather have a sick girl. Swear to God. Partly because I'm a sick girl. I have body dysmorphia, which if you don't know, body dysmorphia is this condition where you are a woman. And so I have that. I have woman. It's weird. My eating disorder spiraled way out of hand the second we locked down. And I wasn't expecting that. I didn't realize how much I needed to see other people to feel good, right? I didn't know how much external validation I needed to feel good. She said into a microphone. Jesus, Ariel, like think for 1 second. I found myself trying to remember times where I felt good. There was one time I was sitting on the subway next to a Hasidic man, and they're the curly Q Jews. And I'm Jewish, so everything I'm about to say is fine. They're not allowed to touch women who they're not related to or who they're not married to. And he's sitting next to me, and the train did what the train does. It rocked. And when it rocked, he touched me. And when he touched me, he recoiled away. It's like he felt warmth for the first time and got as far away from me as he possibly could, looked real upset, started praying under his breath in Hebrew. And I knew the prayer. I was like, oh, this dude's just going to do the Shema next to me? Okay. That's the sexiest I've ever felt. Hands down. Just like, oh, I'm about to violate this man's religion today? Okay. Still got it. Still got it. Do y'all remember right when the pandemic, right before it hit, but we knew it was coming, a lot of weird things started happening. And one of those weird things was, for the first time ever, there were lines outside of men's restrooms. And people were trying to figure out what's going on. Like, articles were written about it, journalists were trying to figure it out, and finally one person figured it out. The reason is because for the first time ever, a majority of men were washing their hands. And it was creating lines for the first time, and it blew my mind, because my whole life, I've looked at the women's restroom and thought some terrible things. I have thought things like, yeah, maybe we deserve 70 cents on the dollar. Like, if we can't get this together, you know, we're away from our desks for longer. And I would try to figure out, like, Like, what is it? Why can't we get this together? Is it are men faster because they can just unzip and flop their dick out, and we have to like pull them down and then pull them back up, or if we're wearing Spanx, like pull them down and pull them down and then pull them back up, or like I would go to concerts and I would hear guys sort of smugly walk by the women's restrooms and say things like God, what do women even do in there? And I would think like, yeah, what do we do in there? Wash our hands, apparently. That's it. Our lines weren't too long. Your lines were too short. We've just been at the sink singing happy birthday for generations. And that's what was creating the lines. It made me think, like, what else do we do right that men give us shit for? Right? Like, anytime a guy is like, God, women take so long to get ready at night. You've heard that, right? Women take so long to get ready at night. What if it's like, yeah, we're brushing our teeth. Oh, have you not been brushing? I know you haven't been flossing, but have you not been brushing also? Or when guys say, women take so long at the hospital. It's like, yeah, we're giving birth. Ideally to a sick girl. All right, I'm Ariel Elias. Thank you guys so much.